Welcome, everyone. This is Marcus Brewer, the Internet Network Marketer. I'm real excited about this presentation that you're going to hear about something that's very new and fresh in our industry in regards to the Alliance Group and the Alliance Group marketing style and campaign that they have to really reach out to people in this industry, helping them really see the success that most people have never experienced, and we know in an industry that has over, 98 conservatively, failure rate, and really having a stronger impact in helping people be more successful. And I have with us the president of Alliance Group, this is Stephen Carr, who comes from a private equity background. He'll share a little more about and has syndicated over 500 radio shows, and also co-authored a book called Celebrate Life. And so we have with us Mr. Stephen Carr. Thank you, Stephen, for taking the time. Glad to have you on the call.
Well, Marcus, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Very good. Stephen, just to let our listeners know a little more about, your background and success, can you share and elaborate a little more about, who is Stephen Carr?
Sure. Be happy to. Yeah, back in 1993, I was blessed to be given a radio show in the Chicago market on WYLL, Marcus, which is a 50,000-watt boomer FM signal there. And it was a contemporary issue show, so every day I had the privilege of interviewing like a U.S. congressman or a U.S. senator or an author of a book, a celebrity, an athlete like David Robinson from the San Antonio Spurs. And I did that for 6.5 years. During that time, I was exposed to the network marketing industry. And in fact, my largest advertiser, Marcus, was actually in the industry, a company that was nutrition-based and on the NASDAQ. And I really came to see the vision of how powerful network marketing and relational commerce could be. And then in 1999, I retired out of that and went into the private equity space, primarily in natural resources. So a lot of exploration companies, mining companies, a lot of hard money companies, gold, silver, that type of thing. And about a year and a half ago, I made the decision, as Warren Buffett has as well, to diversify into the network marketing space. And he's buying companies like Tupperware, Pampered Chef. We're doing it exactly the opposite, where we're actually, Marcus, investing in the home-based business builder. So we're giving them a hand up, not a handout, and we're very excited about the response that we've gotten so far.
Well, terrific. Well, that definitely, explains the reason and motivation behind starting the Alliance Group. And I noticed with the symbol and the image here, the circles, we see money, media, and marketing kind of intertwined. Can you tell me how that kind of works?
I sure will. And, we changed it a little bit, Marcus, because we used to talk about putting people in teams and surrounding people to help them be successful with money, media, and maniacs, meaning other network marketers. And we thought, well, maniacs is probably not the best terminology we should use, so we changed it to marketing. But literally, what we do is, as I mentioned earlier, we give people a hand up, not a handout. It's network marketing, not net fair marketing, welfare marketing. So, yeah, we surround people by placing them in teams, Marcus, where they have funding, whether it's on a match or in other ways that we incentivize people. We also have media. This venue, for example, is a perfect example. And then marketing. We have marketing campaigns, and people can be involved at whatever level they're comfortable. They can either just be customers, or they can be what we call passives, where it doesn't hurt their feelings to get one or more checks as passive distributors, or they can be active. So it's all about what each individual, Marcus, wants to do.
Gotcha. And I see that you have a core foundation of success that you call the transfer spending model. Can you share a little bit more on what that means?
You bet. So all of us already have tremendous resources. The average family of four in the United States of America brings in $4,200 a month. And so our whole model, Marcus, is based upon taking the assets that we already have and redirecting those assets rather than through the brick and mortar model. Why not direct those assets through our distribution network? And we start with what we call in-budget transfer spending. So if a wife, for example, has a charge on a credit card with one of our companies that are food companies, and the husband comes home and looks at the bill and says, hey, what are you doing? You know we're struggling. We don't have an extra $50 or $75. She can say, sweetheart, you're going to love the answer to this, rather than directing it to this normal brick and mortar, a grocery store or a department store. We're buying through our own distribution network. We're actually getting a higher quality product at a fair price, oftentimes lower, Marcus, with the convenience of it delivered to our door. And then also we have the opportunity of making money because the Alliance Group has placed us in a team with other people where we can make money off of their purchases and they can make money off of our purchases.
Gotcha. You've mentioned several times already about giving people a handout. How does the matching performance, private equity, how does that all fit together and work?
Yeah, great question. What we basically do is we pay it forward. We've been blessed. We have done very, very well, and we're extremely concerned, Marcus, about not just the U.S. economy, but the world economy. And you can only kick the can down the road for so long. And we have come to the conclusion, my friend, that there's no better place than the network marketing industry to re-incentivize entrepreneurship. So what we're willing to do is literally give our commissions for a period of time to help people. So, for example, there are some of our programs where, let's say, there's a $50 entry fee or a $100 entry fee. On some of our programs, not all of them, but on some of them, we can literally provide someone, for example, with $100 worth of product for $50. So we'll come in with our own $50, match their $50, and now they've got $100, Marcus, worth of product, whether it's food or cell phone usage or whatever they want to start with, where the numbers work for us. And we're able to take that risk away from them because they're getting more in value, intrinsic value, than they're paying for.
Well, so really interesting. So there is a diversity in this platform where a person does have options, and that can create multiple incomes. Is that?
Absolutely. It's a really nice buffet. We've got 5 different food companies that we represent. I mean, this is really top-notch food, cooking, cookware, that type of thing. Now, a lot of people, though, don't care for that, and that's okay. We have phone service that they can choose any of the major 4 carriers. We've got utilities. We've got travel options for people, Marcus. It's just a great smorgasbord of options.
Okay. And can you tell me a little more about how does Alliance Group, really select these types of deals and or companies? What kind of screening process would a person go through or know that the Alliance has really done their due diligence, if you will?
Well, we're kind of known, Marcus, as the hard guys in the industry because we have a very rigorous screening process, and most companies, quite candidly, just don't cut it because, unfortunately, and there's a lot of truth in this, this is an industry that's riddled with use your relationships in an inappropriate way where we just don't go for that. It has to be quality products. It has to be fair pricing. We're not going to rip off our friends and family in the name of making a dollar. And so those are some of the components. We normally also like companies, Marcus, that are at least 3 years old. We will make exceptions, but almost all of our companies are legacy companies that have really stood the test of time. So we do have a very rigorous screening process, but we also have a wonderful selection of companies that people can choose from.
Okay, and I understand that, even though in this high-tech world we live in, you do have another approach that you uniquely do, where you bring not only the people together, but you also bring the companies together with the people at Alliance Retreats. Can you share a little more about what those are?
Yeah, absolutely. We live in a day and age, and I'm 62 years old now, so I see this with my kids and especially my grandkids, Marcus, where I think we live in a society where we're constantly being moved, shoved, pushed, however people want to look at it, into more and more and more high tech. And there's certainly nothing wrong with high tech. We're utilizing it on this interview right now. But in what I'm really called to do, I want to give you a hug. I want to shake your hand. I want to have dinner with you. I want to share a glass of wine or, have a cup of coffee. I want to have fun with you. So we're constantly doing events. We just had our most recent mastermind or retreat in Las Vegas at the beautiful Grand Desert Resort there, the Wyndham Resort. Before that, we were out in Lake Tahoe. Before that, we were at Glacier. It's the largest indoor water park in the world. So we have a lot of family time. We get to know each other. And it's just a tremendous time of bonding because with what we believe, Marcus, is coming down the pike here in the United States and around the world, we've got to reestablish really solid relationships. And people feel isolated. They feel insulated. And what we're doing is we're reaching out and saying, hey, listen, let's really have one another's backs, and let's have a safety net that we build in our relationships.
Gotcha. And I know you definitely do, stress that people side of our business, and you have some core principles called the 7 principles. Can you elaborate on really the formulation and idea of these principles, how they relate to being a part of the Alliance group?
Yes, absolutely. The main thing with us, and I won't get into all of them in detail, but for example, we believe only in win-win-win scenarios, Marcus. With us, nobody has to lose. In fact, if anybody can lose, we don't want to participate in it. It's got to be great for the companies. We pick premier companies, really reasonably priced, because we can buy in volume as a group. Rather than just getting a 10 or 20% discount, we can often command a 40% or even 50% discount. So we're really buying Mercedes-Benz quality products oftentimes, Marcus, at Cadillac prices, which we really like that. So it's got to be a win-win-win scenario. We stand together. A lot of times in this industry, since there are no unions, there's an imbalance of power toward the companies. Companies can be very punitive. We believe in representing multiple companies, so we kind of have a manufacturer rep concept. I like multiple streams of revenue. I'm in 22 different companies myself personally. Now, I don't work 22 different companies, but I get products delivered to my door. I get checks deposited in my bank account every month. And it's really just a matter of redirecting the funds that I'm already spending. And the Walton family, I'm sure that they're wonderful people. They're also 5 of the 10 wealthiest people in the world. They never give me a check, when I leave Walmart. They don't send me to customer service to pick up my check. It's hard to build a meaningful relationship with a stocker, at Walmart, or a checkout clerk at Walmart. Mm-hmm. And in this, I get the ability to really build deep relationships, and we tailor it around the individual. What time do they have? Can they do this? Do they want to do this on a sometime basis, a part-time basis, a full-time basis, an overtime basis? What kind of income would they like to add to what they're already doing? How many income streams would they like to have? Is 1 check enough a month, 2 checks, 3 checks, 4 checks? They can stair-step into it. It's not an all-or-nothing scenario with us. So we look at situations that are just with every imprint It's an imprint of love. It's an imprint of enhanced lifestyle that people are really looking for and clamoring for, I believe, in our society.
2 points out of the 7 principles, if you will, that some of the values that I know that exist within the organization you have. If we could just speak on those a little. I know you deal with a lot of master distributors, top income owners. You're, working directly with corporate with everything you do to be, company compliant. But I've also heard you mention before about having no man left behind. What is that in regards to the Alliance Group?
Yeah, thanks for asking, Marcus. First of all, we interface directly with the founders and the C-level people. And it's not that we don't like the national marketing directors and the marketing people. We do. But the right protocol for us, Marcus, is to go to the founders, the CEOs, the CFOs, and then have us introduce or be introduced to those key people after we've established a relationship with the founders. I'm flown in, as you know, to many companies, and then if that goes well, then we have some of our other leaders that also meet those founders. So it's a peer-type relationship. We certainly don't consider ourselves partners from the standpoint that we own their business, even though in some cases we might enter into that type of relationship where we have a private equity stake in the business. But we're definitely peers. This isn't, it's a really strong relationship. However, having said that, we have had one case, and only one case to this point, Marcus, where we have had to exercise some tough love with a company that was used to telling distributors to jump, and because distributors had pretty much all their eggs in that basket, they'd say, how high? And our response is, who do you think you're talking to? You don't say jump to us. No, we're nice people, and we want to work through whatever concern you might have. But, we are business people. This is our future. This is for our kids and our grandkids. We've given you our relational capital. We've given you our financial capital. We've given you our time and so forth. And so we expect and demand, in a healthy way, respect back. And if that's not going to be the case, then we have a no man left behind policy where if, for example, a company would pull your check, it would just be like if they pulled my check and everybody else is on our team. And in one company alone, in the last few months, we've placed over 5,000 positions. So we're a group now where we have some clout and we have some influence, and we don't like to have to exercise tough love, and we don't normally. Again, 22 companies, we've only had a challenge with one, and we were able to resolve that amicably.
Great. And as we come to a close again, if there were to be some, network leaders and team builders, and certainly many others are interested in the idea of multiple streams of income, and they've tried it on different levels, and, either may not have had the right type of capital backing or so forth to continue their momentum. Those who might be looking to investigate Alliance Group, without naming specifics or anything or whatever you care to share, what kind of, expectation can they know that, this organization can handle, the type of numbers they could bring to the table, with the type of matching and benefactor opportunity you have?
Thanks for asking. Our biggest deal to date is $13.5 million. So I think we've got fairly good capacity, financially to help bigger groups. We also have what we call anonymouses, Marcus, and these are oftentimes distributors or distributor groups where they're in a company, it's not working for them to the extent that they certainly were hoping it would, but they're with punitive companies, and so they have to come in as anonymouses or secret agents, if you will, and we respect that. So people can just come in if they've never done network marketing ever and they just want to their toes and become a customer or become a passive distributor to start with. We love that. We have people who come in for as little as $1.25. We can start matching at $5 all the way up to $10,000 per person. So when I started in the lumber business, back even before I did radio, again, remember, I'm 62, so I've been around for a while. I would have loved it, Marcus, if someone had said to me, hey, listen, you're starting out as a businessman, we're going to match every dollar you put in. To start with, I would ask them, how many million can I have, right? But we do tap people out at $10,000 apiece. And again, it's dependent on the company and the program, because obviously there's not as much of a margin in food as there are, for example, a lot of the nutritionals or e-commerce platforms. So we would love to talk with anybody and everybody, Marcus, and I just want to personally thank you for taking the time to have me on the call with you.
Absolutely, and I know for those who are wanting to find out more about Alliance Group, there's a website, Launching Alliance Group Marketing, where they'll be able to basically refer other people and grow their teams within your organization. So definitely get back with the person that shared this audio with you to get yourself positioned there to learn more about the companies that they're involved with. And again, Stephen, I want to thank you again for your time and also for the vision of the Alliance Group. It definitely looks like an interesting win in this marketplace to help a lot of people. Any final words you want to say in welcoming those who choose to come on board?
Just, you know what, folks, if you're open to it, hear us out, give us a chance. We'd love to get to meet you and dibble your toes in the water, be safe and conservative, and I think what you'll find is you like what's at the smorgasbord, and you'll probably go back for seconds.
Okay, thanks again, Steve, and thank you all for listening, and we'll see you on the inside of AllianceGroupMarketing.com.